Hey America, do you want to build wealth while you sleep? Are you tired of paying your landlord and making them rich? Do you want to know if it's better to rent versus purchasing a home? Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Welcome to my channel. Here is Trina, your real estate queena that wants to help educate and help you understand what is really better for you and your family, because we're talking about generations here. I really want to kind of go into asking you, and if you can please leave a comment below, I want to ask you, why do you believe a lot of these professors in these universities and colleges are encouraging our children to rent versus purchasing a home? Why are we seeing a lot of these influencers say the exact same thing? These youngsters state that, hey, you are better off renting than you are purchasing. Well, here on my channel with Trina, I really want to just provide you with information that will help you and your family make the best decision. Now, let's start with some quick factual information. Do you know that if you and your family, or you, a loved one, and maybe a co-signer, a third family member that you trust, if you make anywhere between $100,000 to $120,000, which is not too bad. So let's say 115,000. Let's be specific. Let's say that you, a loved one, whether that's your spouse, whether that is your relative, make $115,000 a year. You can purchase a beautiful home. A beautiful home. So don't feel that you're limited. I understand that not everyone makes $115,000 annually. The beauty, though, is that you can put up to 6 individuals on one home loan. So all of you can purchase a really big house, right? And share the monthly mortgage payment. So there are possibilities. So don't feel limited and be open to the idea of owning a home. Did you also know that a lot of these influencers who are telling you rent because it's going to be more affordable? But they don't tell you the entire truth. They don't tell you, hey, when you're paying your landlord, you're going to be making zero. And they are claiming because you're renting that you're responsible for no repairs, you're responsible pretty much for nothing, and they're claiming that, you know what, rents go up, but nothing like a mortgage. Mind you, mortgages do not go up, especially if you're going to pay off that mortgage without pulling cash out. Your job is to make the payments. Your job is to pull no cash out, because the appreciation happens so quick. You will start to see money literally because you are living in your house, you are sleeping, paying the mortgage, and there it is, appreciating and appreciating and appreciating. We're going to talk about the numbers on how a home does appreciate versus a rental is zero. It appreciates, but for the landlord. And let's discuss how a lot of these landlords work. And I understand there's a lot of management companies, but not all of them are responsible. Not all of them come out and make all the proper repairs that these homes or these rentals require. I know clients personally who have made repairs themselves because the landlords or the management company did not go out and make repairs. Who paid for that? The renter, not the landlord and not the manager. So these influencers and these university professors that are claiming that it's better to rent versus purchasing, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. And we can go toe to toe, because I'm going to give you an example of this influencer was saying, look, when you rent, you're not responsible for any repairs, any costs. You're not responsible for the interest rate costs, which, you know, you have to pay annually. You're not responsible for the taxes, for the homeowner insurance, for the premium mortgage insurance, which is the PMI. You're not responsible for all these costs, you know, that are going to be included in home ownership. Well, yeah, guess what? All of those items that I just mentioned, which is the interest rate, which is the taxes, insurance, and the PMI, the repairs, the cost to fix things, you're paying it when you pay your rent, because that landlord is paying the exact same thing. And trust me that he's even making more, because he's charging you on top of the fact that you're paying all of that for him. Plus they're charging you more so that they can profit, right? That's what a landlord does. However, when you are the wise one, you hire a professional real estate agent and an excellent lender that is going to help you qualify. Let's say that you make even $90,000 a year. You find 2 individuals, 3 individuals, right? You come together and you say, let's buy a house and let's buy the house and pay the mortgage together rather than rent. And let me give you some great examples here. I have, oh my God, I wear glasses, and I thank God that I write big, because now I don't need my glasses and I can communicate with you. Light hits the glasses when I'm doing my YouTube video. So thank you all for your patience and understanding and for watching my video. And what's more important, you guys, it's you. And that's why I really want to sit here, make this time to discuss what it would look like to rent versus to purchase. And let's say that we have a family, they make $115,000 a year, and they decide to purchase a home with a 5.5% interest rate. But you say, Trina, today the rate is 6.5%, 7%. Well, guess what? We can help you purchase. We can help you buy down the interest rate. And we'll buy it down to a 5.5%. And we'll ask the seller to pay for that cost, right? So there are ways to help you guys benefit in this market when you're working with the right team. So let's say, like this influencer was saying, hey, you can rent and you have zero obligation, you pay nothing, and it's easier and it's comfortable. Basically, it's just comfortable is what he's trying to sell you, is the comfort of no responsibility, of paying nothing and making no repairs. Well, I'm against that, because again, I know renters that have had to take full responsibility, and the renter is still paying all of that, but it's not in the note. It's to the landlord, because the landlord is paying those fees, unless he's paid off those properties, which I doubt, because it's not often. Well, it is, but let's stay on this topic, okay? So we're talking about a $600,000 purchase price. This family says, Trina, let's go ahead, get us qualified. We get you a 5.5. We're gonna work off of a 5.5% interest rate. That means even if we had to help you buy it down, we negotiate with the seller, and they're gonna buy down your interest rate at 5.5%. And we have a $600,000 purchase price, and it's an FHA loan at 3.5%, which is a $21,000 down payment, which I can help you get that. That's another thing that these influencers and these university professors are stating, is that, hey, you also need to come out of pocket with a down payment like $21,000, which does not include the closing cost, which the closing cost is another $20,000 roughly. And so what are you looking at? $45,000 to purchase a $600,000 home? Guess what? My team and I will negotiate that for you, and you will have to come out of pocket with zero for the down payment. Now, we can discuss the closing cost, which would be maybe another $21,000, $25,000. Guess what? I can negotiate that with the seller, as well as including having the seller to buy down your interest rate. Come on, people, let's get to work, right? So let's say instead of coming out of pocket $45,000, that we tell you, why don't you come out of pocket with just $15,000? Why would that bring intimidation for someone who wants to better their future? 15 grand versus $45,000, you guys, that's a big difference. So a lot of these influencers don't tell you that you have options and that you can work with loans that will give you the down payment. There are first-time down payment assistance programs available. Sellers are very happy to cover a lot of the buyer's closing costs and cost to buy down the interest rate. So now the lender will qualify this family, and they understand more than the realtor and the borrower that yes, there is a specific interest rate. Yes, there are taxes. Yes, there is homeowner insurance. And yes, there is PMI, premium mortgage insurance. The lender knows this very well. And the lender is going to qualify you, and they're going to include all these numbers into the payment. So now your payment, let's just say roughly, is $4,500 for a $600,000 house with a 5.5% interest rate. Guess what? People are paying $3,500, $4,000, $4,500 to rent, and they're getting back zero. Let's say you make a commitment. You don't have a big down payment. We help you buy down the interest rate. You find a house at $600,000. You write an offer and you ask the seller to give you credit for closing costs. And believe me, we can get a nice amount of closing costs. Once you open escrow, you're going to have everything included in that payment. Everything. But the beauty about it is when you close escrow and now you're committed to a $4,500 monthly mortgage payment for a family that makes $115,000 a year, let me tell you something. A lot of these influencers and a lot of these professional university professors are not telling you the full story, that the increase of appreciation while you're sleeping is the American dream. Let's just say, for instance, okay? Let's say, and they're saying also that people stay in their home for a good 10 years, that they don't pay the house off. But let's talk about that. So let's just say that this $600,000 house that you buy, because right now we're seeing that a lot of houses, depending on specific areas, that the increase of the equity of, this appreciation is anywhere between 5 to 9%. 9%? Wow. Why don't we work with, being conservative, and let's go with 5%. And let's say that you live in this home, $600,000 home that you bought, and your monthly mortgage is $4,500. Mind you, that your mortgage, because you're paying every year, you're going this way, downwards, meaning that eventually your monthly mortgage is going to come down. Unlike rent, it's going to go up. This is rent, goes up. A house mortgage goes down. Hello, that's common sense. Why are these professors not sharing that with the younger generation? They don't plant the seed in our children's minds correctly, because they were also saying that when you rent, you're pretty much washing your hands of a lot of responsibility. But the greatest part about home ownership is the appreciation. So at $600,000, at 5%, we're being conservatives, very conservative here. Do you know on a $600,000 house, that's $28,000, $28,900. Yeah, $28,950. $28,950 in 1 year. 1 year. That has increased, and we're being conservative. We're not doing this at 9%. We're doing this at 5%. So let's round it off to 30 grand. Do you understand that in 10 years? Oh, wait a minute, because remember, these influencers want to I don't know if it's fear or maybe it's just their way of influencing people. They say, hey, a roof is going to cost 20 grand. Okay, let's write it down, $20,000. Hey, the water heater, the plumbing, the electrical, let's just say another 25,000 for repairs, 25,000. And let's just say for miscellaneous, I don't know, garage door. We know that I'm over calculating super high. Let's just say another 20 grand. Honey child, that is $65,000 of, oh my, repairs, miscellaneous costs for owning a home. I promise you that's not the cost of it. I promise you it's not that expensive. Okay? So that's $65,000 in 10 years that these influencers are saying, oh my, it's a loss. But they're not telling you. At a conservative amount of appreciation, the $28,950 a year after 10 years is $289,000. Let's repeat that. $289,000 of appreciation. And that is cash, baby. That is money. Your money. But remember, there were costs. 65,000. Why don't we minus the 65 grand from the 289? And this is off of a $600,000 house, like an average home. So that would be 0.5. So you're making $225,000 in 10 years. You have to live somewhere anyway. Why not live in a place where you sleep and build wealth? Do you understand that? Let's just round it off and let's just 200,000. What can you do with additional? What can you do with an additional $200,000? What can you do? I could do a lot. You want to give me $200,000? Bring it, baby. But the beauty of it, you guys, the best part about this is the $200,000, which I can promise you, it's not going to cost $65,000 to maintain a house in 10 years. I promise you. I promise you that the $200,000, and if you stay in the property even longer, it's a greater benefit, right? But if you're forced to sell it, you're still going to benefit either way versus renting. And when you rent, that landlord can kick you out any day. Any day he can say, pack your bags, you got to go, I need my house back. But when you own your house, it's yours and you're making money. It is appreciating in value, brothers and sisters. Are you understanding? Now, I want to just state that not only is it a great opportunity to own a house, but the next generation gets blessed by it. When you rent, it's a total loss. There's no win-win when you rent. Please leave a comment below if you know anybody who has purchased and you know how much their home has appreciated in value and what they've done with that equity. Leave a comment because I want to see what people are doing today. All right, you guys. I am grateful that you watched my video. Smash that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment, and we'll talk to you soon.